Well, this episode is just a little bit different. In this episode, I'm here to share about the moment that I realized that I'm not just healing physically, I'm also starting to show up emotionally more than I ever have. And so we're going to dive into that a little bit. This one's more personal, and I'm talking about how myself and so many women that I know are ready to stop hiding. This is for the woman who's tired of pretending, tired of performing, tired of holding it all in. This is such an exciting episode that if you are ready to step into and learn more about who you are, this is going to be an episode you are not going to want to miss. So, with that, let's jump in and get started.
Well, hey there, I am Jennifer Roskamp, a certified life coach and homeschool mom of 9 who is passionate about helping women just like you embrace the here and now while also being focused on creating the life you actually want. As a midlife mom in her 40s, about to be a mom in my 50s, I've realized that it's so easy to lose yourself in caring for your family, your home, and all the things. Until one day you realize you're not even sure who you are anymore or what you even want in life. So on this podcast, we're going to work on managing yourself well so that you can manage all of the other things and people well too. So let's dive into what it means to manage your home, your time, your family, and yourself well. This is the Intentional Midlife Mom podcast.
All right. So, I want to start this episode a little bit differently. And so, if this is your first time listening to the Intentional Midlife Mom podcast, know that this one's a little bit different. And welcome. We're so excited that you are here. And if you are listening to this episode and this is your first time, especially, I know that you are probably someone who says, I'm tired of hiding. Maybe you're a little bit intrigued by that. Maybe you feel a little bit validated by that or understood by that. Man, am I excited to start to talk to you about this a little bit. So, right now, as I'm recording this, my face is bandaged from yet another skin cancer surgery. It's not the first time that I've had to show up like this, and it's not even the first time I've shared about my skin cancer journey publicly. And sadly, it's also not going to be my last skin cancer episode because literally, as I am healing from this most recent surgery, my next treatment step is already mapped out for the fall. And the only reason it's happening in the fall and not in the summer is because I pleaded with my doctor to have the summer off. I wanted the summer off of any treatments of any kind. But as I share about this journey right now, this time, it just feels different because this time I realized I wasn't just showing the bandage. I was really finally showing myself. The part of me that would normally still try to perform, to smile, to move on, and to tuck it all away behind the I'm fine answer about things. And so many women hide behind the I'm fine status every day. And while they might not be dealing with skin cancer, they're not truly fine. They're not truly fine in dealing with something else that they're done pretending is okay when it actually isn't okay. So, back to a personal level, for years, I've shown up for my family, for my friends, for my community, for my business, even for myself. I'm a firstborn, only child, type A personality. I honestly don't know anything but to just show up. But if I'm being honest, I would say that I've also spent years hiding. Not hiding physically, not even intentionally, but more so emotionally, quietly, invisibly, and constantly trying to hold it all together. Because what happens when you're the one that people count on? If you're listening and you're the one people count on, what happens? You don't fall apart. You don't let yourself be messy. You don't let yourself feel too much, want too much, or need too much. You just keep on keeping on. You push through, you move forward, you keep going. You smile, you cope, you keep showing up, even when something inside you feels like it's disappearing. Now, let me make this clear. I love showing up. I love meeting and overcoming challenges. I love being driven and being the one that others come to and the one that others can count on most of the time. But I know I'm not the only woman who has ever found herself saying most of the time, but not all the time. There are times when I don't want to be any of those things. There are times when I don't want to pretend I'm someone else for anyone else, or even for myself. Maybe you felt this way too at times. Maybe you've hidden behind a smile that wasn't real. Maybe you've stuffed down your overwhelm because you didn't want to seem too dramatic. Maybe you've swallowed the tears because you should just be grateful. Maybe you've felt guilty for struggling when everything on the outside looks okay. Or maybe you've been handed a label: anxious, emotional, inconsistent. You've been given these labels, but they never truly fit. But you started wearing it anyway just to explain your pain. And because nothing else seemed to be out there that described you any better. Friend, you are not broken. You're just tired of hiding. Me too. There's been a shift in me, and maybe there's been a shift in you too. Maybe this episode has started to just eke out a little bit of a shift that's going to continue. Again, maybe you didn't even realize this shift until this moment. And in that case, I am so excited to give a name to what you've not been able to put a finger on. The shift that I'm experiencing, I'm calling it Unhidden. This isn't a program, it's not a challenge, it's not even a plan. In reality, Unhidden is a movement. It's the decision to stop disappearing inside your own life. It's the moment you decide that even if you're still healing, even if you're still unsure, even if you're still figuring it all out, you're going to stop tucking yourself away. You're not going to ignore the shift that's happened and the one that you're continuing to sort out. It's things like showing up when your face is bandaged. It's showing up when your heart is raw, when your voice shakes, when the old version of you would have waited until you looked more, quote, put together, unquote. So, Unhidden is for the woman who is ready to live truthfully, but not perfectly. It's for the woman who wants peace more than she wants approval. It's for the woman who wants to be real more than she wants to be right. So, if this has started to stir a little something in you, this is what I want you to know right now. Number one, as you're figuring this all out and as you go through life every single day, number one, you have permission to be human. You don't have to be okay all the time. Probably 3 to 7 times a week, I say to one of my coaching clients, one of my private coaching clients, I say, permission to be human, as she's sharing her heart with me, as we're trying to sort out the pieces of her heart. And she feels guilty and she feels shame and she feels like there's something wrong with her for feeling a certain way. Permission to be human. Friend, you don't have to smile when you're hurting. You don't have to shrink your struggle just because someone else has it worse. You are allowed to feel without a performance attached. Permission to be human. Here's the second thing you need to know, something I so see every single day that midlife women especially are in need of this one. Number two, You are allowed to outgrow the version of you who kept it all together. You're allowed to outgrow being the woman who never asks for help. You're allowed to outgrow being the woman who held everyone else up, usually at her own expense. You are allowed to stop being the woman who makes it all look effortless. In reality, this woman, the woman who did all those things, who didn't ask for help, who held everyone else up, and who made it all look effortless, that woman served you well. But you don't have to keep performing her role just to feel worthy. You're allowed to outgrow that version of you and grow into the version that's been hidden. Here's the third thing you need to know. You're not late to your own discovery. There is no too far gone. There is no timeline. There is no shame in needing to begin again, to needing to figure it out again. Even if you've done this before, this time you're not setting out to, quote, fix yourself. Really, what you're doing this time, if you're in this movement to become unhidden with me, if you're even just intrigued by this movement, this time you're going to be doing it to find yourself. So, for us here today, I'm not here to tell you how to do it. I'm just inviting you to notice really the parts of yourself that you've been hiding, and really to ask you if you're ready to stop. If something in you whispered yes when I just asked you that question, stay close. Something something is coming, and it's for the woman who's ready to become unhidden too. Thanks for listening here today. Make sure that you download this episode so that you can find it in the months to come when I share more pieces of this movement. And if you know a friend who needs to hear this too, share it with her. She needs to hear this too. So until we talk again, make it an intentional day.